How to replace the right arm on a Spinner A and P series model. Tools needed: flathead screwdriver, crank puller, 18mm wrench, Phillips screwdriver, a 14mm socket with a wrench, and a crescent wrench. To start, what you'll have to do is first remove 3 screws in the front. So there's the first one here with the front, this one here, and this one here. Once you remove those, there's another 2 that are in there, and then there's 3 on this side. One here, second one down here, and the third one is here. I took it off for the purpose of the video just to make it easier. So let's go ahead and do that now. So once you remove the middle screw, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and expose the other 2 Phillips screws. So what you do is you want to just go ahead and take them off. So let's go ahead and do that now. Once you remove the 2 screws from the front part of the panel or chain cover, you can just go ahead and slip it off. And that should expose the crank arm and chain drive. So once you remove the panel or the chain cover, you'll need to remove this plastic piece here. I forgot that you needed a 4mm Allen wrench to do so. So there's 2 screws that are holding it in place. And just go ahead and do that now. One screw down. Second screw. Oh, the panel just came off. The finger guard just came off. So once you've done that, then what you need to do is you need to go ahead and pop this off. Should be able to do it with 2 hands. I'm gonna pause the video to go ahead and do it now. All right, so once you remove the cap off of the crank arm, you'll see the bolt. From there, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and use the 14mm wrench and to get the arm off. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, here we go. So you turn it to the left to loosen it. There you go. Bolt is off the bike. So now what you want to do is you want to go ahead and use the crank puller. To thread in the crank puller, you want to start with the head of it. Put it on the crank arm. Try to keep it straight and thread it in with your fingers first. And you keep doing that until the head of the crank puller no longer turns. Once it's gotten there, grab the crescent wrench. Grab the crescent wrench and turn this part. There you go. Then what you want to start doing after that is turn the back part of the crank puller. Finger tighten it first until you can no longer go. And then what you want to do is you want to grab the crescent wrench again and use that to start turning the back part of the crank puller, like so. So what this is doing is it's pulling the crank arm off of the bike. And as you can see, the arm is starting to wiggle off of the bike. Keep doing that until it falls off. And there you go. The arm is off of the bike. So before you put the replacement arm back on the bike, what you want to do is you want to make sure you look at the orientation of the left arm. So if the left arm is pointing down, then the right arm should be pointing up. So go ahead and put the arm back up. Make sure they're opposites. Go ahead and tap the crank arm a couple times. And reverse the steps. Put the bolt back on. There you go. Once you got the finger on, with the bolt back on, then you want to tighten the bolt. So the arm is back on the bike. What you want to do now is you want to go ahead and grab the chain and place it back on the cover. Back on the chain wheel. You know what? Make sure the knob is loose before you start doing that, so that it allows the flywheel and the chain to turn. There you go. Chain is back on. Go ahead and tighten the knob so that the flywheel doesn't move. Then we put the finger guard back on. Put those Allen head bolts back on. Let's go ahead and do that now. All right. The finger guard's back on the bike. Next, you put the cover or panel back on the bike. So you put it on, and then you put this screw on first. That way that supports your whole cover and keeps it in place. Don't over tighten it, because you'll need to make adjustments to make sure the holes fit into their respective slots. And that's it. That's how you replace the right arm on an active and performance series bike.